goodness, I almost forgot. So we're recording. So now I'm going to let you go ahead and mute yourself and introduce yourself to everyone who does not know you.
Hey guys, so my name is Becca Garrido. I am a double diamond in the company. This is actually my second account, meaning I quit the first time, and this is my 2.0 Becca version, and 3 years on the 27th of this January. So a little backstory about me. I am an island girl. I am currently living across the Pacific Ocean right now in island called Guam. That's near Japan, and I'm a day ahead, so it's Tuesday for me right now in the afternoon. And what I love about this business is that I could just be here working internationally, and you have access to everywhere. So I grew up here working. I lived with my mom, who was a single mom. She worked 3 jobs. My grandparents who are here, who helped raise me, and we kind of had that mindset ever since we were kids, just figure it out. Like, we lived in apartments and we farmed. Like, we had to figure out how to get food, and we would just have to we would use any kind of dirt space, like near the bus stop or whatever, to just kind of make food for us. So that was kind of like the mindset that we had. And then at 16, I was a teen mom, and that kind of just, I feel like my chapter starts from there. I started developing self-consciousness about what others thought about me and their opinions, and that kind of ruled my life. I started working at 16, and I missed so many milestones on my son, first time walking and all that. So time for me was just, it was never there. And so that takes me to moving to San Diego and kind of also living the paycheck to paycheck life. And it was my wedding in December. So that's like Christmas time. That's like our wedding. And it's also just a whole lot of things going on. And the first time I jumped in is because of December. And I started because we had nothing. We had no savings. It all went to the wedding. It all went to birthdays. It all went to Christmas time. And that is when I was just like, okay, well, I'm already used to the other option. So let me just try and figure this out. And in 3 months time, I was able to get the double good bonus of a Ruby. So they had Ruby bonuses back then, and it used to be $500. They doubled it that conference to $1,000. So I just kind of ran. I had no network. Everyone on the island had no idea what, first of all, Facebook is just so behind. Back then, no one knew what network marketing was. And all of a sudden, people started seeing me post bellies on my Facebook. And that like kind of freaked me out. And, back in my head, I was just like, okay, people are like care about what I'm doing. And even though I was doing really, really well, I ended up quitting. And I was working full-time in the hotel industry as a supervisor. And, that kind of took up my time. I worked 12 hours minimum a day, 6 to 7 times a week. And I, again, missed milestones with my son. I'm newly married. And we always switched schedules so that we never really saw each other. And I felt like for a very long time, I was just settling. That was my life. 2 years down the road, we ended up moving back to Guam, and I, had another baby boy. It was his first birthday, and I was a stay-at-home mom. So I went from full-time worker with 1 kid, and I went to a stay-at-home mom with 2 kids now and a little baby with me. And it was hard. It's also hard because you have 1 salary, and it's tough. You feel like you're relying on 1 income, and you feel guilty for buying things that you need for yourself. And I wanted to, back in my head, I just kind of wanted to jump back in, but I was just afraid again. Until one day on my son's birthday, he had a 104 fever, and he fell back on the floor and started seizing. So he had a febrile seizure. I panicked, obviously. And so he goes to the hospital, and that day is kind of like, okay, my fear of all of this, one salary, leaving, if I went back to work, going through that same cycle again of leaving my kids, missing on milestones. And then what if something happens with my kids and he has another seizure and nobody knows what to do? So that was just kind of like what pushed me to jump back in. I jumped back in. And I didn't hit Ruby as fast as I did the first time. I did it in 9 months' time, and there was no bonus pushing me. And then, so that was back in September. When it went to conference, they finally announced an Emerald bonus of $5,000. And the last day of conference, I messaged my upline and I said, I'm getting that bonus. And it was just a decision that I made. And I did it, went back home, and I promoted that month as an Emerald, $5,000 bonus. And I kept running. And I kept I started adopting my team's goals. It wasn't just about me anymore. It was about my team and their struggles. And in August, I went Diamond and got that 7,500 bonus. And it just kept rolling after that. My teammates and myself, we hit a super typhoon. And so that knocked out everything. And then last conference, I went double diamond in March. So that is pretty much my story. In March, I was able to make $25,000 getting myself double diamond and my husband as a diamond. And so what does that do for me? What did It Works do for me? First of all, it's more than the money for me now, because before I did not have the time. I kept talking about how I missed milestones with my first son, and I was living life. I'm living in a beautiful paradise. You guys, it is 80 degrees all year round. The beach is 3 minutes from my home, and I never lived it. I never appreciated it until this business. I started going outside to the beach. I started taking my kids on more adventures, and I started actually seeing December. December to January did not exist for me in the hotel industry or any holidays. And that is something I appreciate more now, is just creating memories. And we know that life is too short to not go and live it. So that is what it's done for me mostly. It's helped us pay my student loan. I'm going to have the naked kid jump in the background. That is my toddler, and he sometimes gets naked. So that is just a little story about me. I did forget what your first question was, so if you want to just repeat all of them for me.
You're good. That's fine. I absolutely love it. So I do want to throw in there and ask, how far the first time you were at the business, I know you promoted Ruby, but did you go past that before you quit the first time?
I did not. So once I received that, so the $1,000 bonus was broken down into 2 months. So I got 500 and then 500. And then I kind of stopped working. They announced the cruise, and I was like, maybe I should jump in. And then I did it. Okay. So many opportunities. I want to come back in, but so much doubt paralyzed me, and I handicapped myself doing that.
I love it. Oh, I love it. You have such a unique story. I mean, all of the traveling, like from a US to Guam to back, it's been amazing. And then just taking that time to step away and then realizing and coming back. Like that speaks so much volume about this company. Like you join for money, you stay for freedom, you stay for friendships. And then if you step away or you start slacking, it's like part of you is missing. It's like you're missing home. In this business, seriously, guys, it's home, okay? So I know it can be hard sometimes, but you are home. You're where God wants you. And if you plant your roots here, you are going to soar. So my next question for you, with knowing that boom season and conference is here now, which is so exciting with the shift of momentum, what are you focusing on in your business and within your team to start building that momentum as quickly as you can going into conference?
Okay, so this is my favorite time of the year. This is literally Christmas Day for me. So it is boom season, and I love that the last call we did was you called it harvest season, and you need to plant the seeds. It is literally the perfect weather, and knowing some farming roots, I'm going to talk about like how that works. And so for me to prepare I'm getting organized. I have checklists. I love checklists. I also love Wonderlists. I love crossing things out. I printed my friends list, both Instagram and Facebook, and I'm connecting all my leads on the Connect app. The last live, Jade Hooper commented that you need to bring 2 power banks to conference during the first day because you're going to be working. And I don't want to be scrambling for my leads, going up and down my messages and like who was interested. Like, we're doing this now, and I'm getting really, really loud about it. I want to be the go-to person of every single person who has goals for the new year. You guys, it's hunting season, literally. Like, everyone has goals of making more money or losing weight. No matter what people say on Facebook, that is enough. Those are the 2 goals, and you have to be the person. You have to be the go-to person that the person once they decide. And it's hunting season, so make a lot of noise. Your stories, there's no cap on stories. I mean, yes, you'll go to Facebook jail or Instagram jail, but there is no. You could keep posting stories. And whenever that person wakes up or whenever they hop back on, it starts from where they stopped. So that means you can constantly be on their mind, and it'll always be the top left circle of at least Instagram. And so those are the number one things that I'm doing, and it's mass action. You got to keep doing it all. Mass action. The more people you talk to, the more people you plant seeds with, that's where it's going to come.
I love that. I was talking to my team before, and we are coming out of planting season and moving it into harvest season, which is so exciting. But you also have to understand that every plant has a different period that it takes to grow. You know, things like bamboo, for example, may not show anything above the surface for months and months and months, and then within weeks be 90 feet tall. Or things like cotton, you may plant and within 2 months have it up, harvest it, and be moving on. And so make sure, you know, especially now, you are planting those seeds, because regardless of what it is, if it's an instant thing you're going to harvest or something you're going to harvest over time, you're getting results now, but you're also setting yourself up for the future. And I think one of the biggest mistakes I see people make in harvest season is they forget to still be replanting. If you have timber, you've got a lot of land and you cut it for timber, when you cut the timber down and you get the money for it, you replant so that it grows and then you can do it again. And so make sure, as we're going through this season where we are seeing so much more results, that you are not letting up any with your work. If anything, work harder. That's going to get you more results now and set you up to like completely avoid any kind of drought in your business, because you are working so hard now, you are planting so much now. That's going to get you more enrollments now, which is more excitement. More excitement is then going to attract even more. So the more work you can put in, like she was saying, massive action, guys. Massive action creates massive results. If you're wanting to see promotions, double promotions, like doubling and tripling your checks, then think about what you're doing and really self-evaluate. Is what you're doing, is it massive? If not, then you need to go double your list. You need to go do more work, and that's how you're going to get those results you're looking for. I absolutely love it. So I think you're going to really be able to answer this well. But what would you say to anyone that's coming out of a slow season or feeling discouraged? I know with stepping out of the business, you felt discouraged to the point of leaving and then coming back. So what would you say to someone who is just kind of feeling in a rut, down, stuck, anything like that?
Okay, so 2 things. Number 1 is coming off of saying harvest season, this is literally the perfect storm for you, even if you're just getting started today, right now, after this call. So basically, because it's New Year's, everyone has these goals. So if you start today with the people that you already have, meaning your friends list, and you start being more consistent, you have to be disciplined and decide that you are going to go after this. Start with a small goal, $100 or 100 BV, or just your simple steps to success, which is the 400 or 4 loyal customers. But you have to decide. You have to decide if you want better than being discouraged. I mean, I know we're all sick and tired of being sick and tired. What about pushing that a little bit more? You could be a little tired a little bit more, but motivation is not going to be like, I I don't feel like motivation is something you need to just get started. You just have to go through the motions, and one day you'll start feeling it. You'll start seeing results, and things start changing for you. Your mindset starts changing. You start thinking, okay, well, maybe I could get 2 loyal customers. You just have to start with one simple goal and keep starting. So for someone to just with the point of quitting, the first thing I want you to do is print your friends list, print your chart, and then hap everybody. And you need to start putting on stories, posts, value, and people will start seeing that, and you'll start believing it. And if you could also get your own results, that would be amazing. If you could get your own results, that would be something that pushes your business to a better level, and because you're showing people that you're using it, that you actually believe in this product, and you're going to take it every single day, and people are seeing real-time results. Number 2 is you have to know that this was planted in your heart for a reason. I have so many times where I will be crying in this bedroom, on this bed, and talking about, like, is this for me? Like, I dropped ranks. Is this for me? Like, is this, like, you have to separate that and figure out, why is this happening for you and not to you? Like, is there growth that you need to do? Like, what is stopping you? So you just need to figure out what is stopping you from taking that first step and then just doing it.
I absolutely love that. And I want you guys to pick up, she said it a few times, but she said that she decided, okay? She decided. She didn't think about it. She didn't wish that she could make some more money, or hope that she could make some money, or even pray that she could make more money. She decided. And when you make a concrete decision, something happens. Something changes within you, and you start working from a place of passion. Guys, motivation, like she was saying, motivation is crap. Motivation is a feeling, okay? If you're married or dating or anything like that, you've got a significant other, do you feel in love all the time? You don't. But do you choose them all the time? You do. And this business has got to be the same way. You are not going to feel motivated. You're not going to love your business. You're not going to want to show up and work every day, but you are married to the commitment of this business, and you've got to show up with marriage-like commitment every day to choose this business, because choosing this business and prioritizing it now is going to allow you to experience so much more life in the future. But it has to be a priority. You can either make excuses or you can make money, but you cannot do both. So you got to get off that fence. If you are ready to promote, if you are tired of being stuck, if you are tired of feeling like maybe this isn't for you, now is the time. I don't care what you guys did yesterday. I don't care how you finished last year. You are in boom season. You are in the season where you can decide this very moment today that you want to explode your business and then promote. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's not a season where you have to put in months and months of work to be able to generate these massive results. You're in a season where you could decide today in this moment that you're promoting, and you have plenty of time to put the work in and get the results to make it happen now. So, but first and foremost, you got to stop sitting on your hands, making the excuses, and having a pity party. You got to get out there and do the freaking work. I'll end my soapbox there. Okay, so we were on a Zoom the other night, and you were talking about conference and getting to conference, and it was just one of the most amazing things I've ever heard, because so many people have so many excuses of, oh, why I can't go to conference. Guys, conference is an investment in your business and in your future. And so how important is it to get to conference?
Okay, so I told her the other night, so you guys know that I live on Guam. That is 24 hours of travel time for me to get to either Japan or to Hawaii, then to Texas, and then to Tampa. 24 hours of just traveling. And it's about $1,600 just to get there. So my first time, I was a Ruby. I was barely making $100 in this business. But I told myself this was an investment. Every single person before me told me that whatever you spend on conference, you get back tenfold. And I believe that so in my heart, without actually being there, without actually seeing videos, without nothing, just by word of mouth. You have to get to conference. When I went there, I don't know, this is a small island girl feeling, but I felt like $100, $1,000. Like I hit my goal. Just being there, I felt like, oh my God, this is it. This is it for me. And I started feeling the magic. And when I describe the magic, like I feel it in my bones. I feel it for every fiber of my being, that this is where I was supposed to be. You are surrounded by like-minded people who get you. I just remember being at the grocery store or being at the little, the bar area, and people were just taking selfies. They were at restaurants and they were all taking selfies. And I know when I first started, I was hiding. I waited for people to leave, and you feel like they get it. Everybody here started for a reason. And when you start hearing these stories about someone in your exact shoes, you start seeing yourself there. You picture yourself on that stage, on that white couch, and you're like, that's me. Like, she can do this, I can do this. And you start seeing these amazing leaders, and you feel like they're celebrities for some reason. And I remember sneaking in photos with Stephanie Dunn in the background, like, oh my gosh, she got out of the elevator. Stephanie Dunn, #1. And she said hi, and she started talking to you, and she started giving you value for no reason. And you start realizing that this is you. That can be you next year. That can be you in 2 months. And I can't describe it. You have to be there. And when you get there, you either choose to make this, to lift you off, or you stay. You stay sitting, just like what she says, sitting on your hands, and you quit. I went to conference with some girls who ended up quitting. And I started going to conference and making so many friends and sideline sisters who are doing this business with me. And so you start seeing the faces that you talk to every single day, and you feel like you're best friends. And it's just kind of like, oh, it's this trip made for you and made for the business. And I promise you, if I can suck this up, $1,600, the next month, I'm rolling a $5,000 bonus. Imagine that. And I kept going. So get to conference, no matter what. I sold stuff off my walls. I sold products like crazy. Your dress, do you need that extra pant? And like, figure it out. People sleep. We had 6 people sleep in our room, 2 people sleeping on the floor. And we went to the grocery store and bought like snacks to eat every single day. Like, do what you got to do. You got to get to conference no matter what. It will launch your business. And you have to decide, again, that word, decide, that it will launch your business.
I absolutely love that. Conference was amazing. This is going to be my second conference, and like it just is, the theme of this is just deciding, guys, because it goes with an event, or if you're sitting on a Zoom, you're going to get tips, you're going to get fire, you're going to feel good about yourself, but then it's up to you to do something with that. Guys, of our entire group who went to conference last year, me and my upline are the only 2 still in this business. Still in our team. We've got another girl who's like a sideline who is still in the business, but that's it. Everyone else is gone. Okay, we were all at the same event. We all heard the same things. My upline's now presidential. She was triple then. I was emerald, promoted diamond at conference, and double now. Okay, you get what you get, but you got to be there. Okay, they're not live streaming. You don't want to miss. You want to do whatever it takes to get your booty to conference. You know, like I said earlier, you join for the idea of money, but you stay for the relationships. And this is such an amazing opportunity to build those relationships. It's literally a party with all of these amazing women who make a bunch of money from their cell phone. Like, come on, guys, it's amazing. And then, like she was talking about, you see all these people, and it's like this unattainable goal. Like, for example, Stephanie Dunn, because Stephanie and then Ashley Mayfield was someone that I always really looked up to, because Ashley is like a freaking fireball. And so before I go live, I literally will sit here and be like, channel my inner Ashley Mayfield, and then go live, okay? And she's like this huge person. And so we saw her at conference. The first night I was in the huddle, so I was on the floor, and she like walked by or whatever, and I was like, I'm gonna talk to her. And so like, shy little person, I'm like, hi. And I ended up having this whole conversation with her and Jason. I was like, 400 in volume, 500 in volume from Diamond. They were giving me all the tips they could, sitting there on the floor of how I'm going to promote, telling me what to say to people. And it's like all of a sudden you realize when you hear it's one team, one mission, and you hear it's this big family, all of a sudden it becomes true. And you realize you are encompassed by so many women who are so on fire for their dreams and for life. And it's contagious. You come home and then you stop settling. What you have is no longer enough. You dream bigger and you want more. And to get that kind of feeling, you have to be in the room. You have to show up. It's hard. It's definitely an investment. It's going to take money and it's going to take time. But guys, it is the most valuable sacrifice for your business. It's like, I don't even remember the stat, but pretty much if you go to conference, you promote thereafter. Like, it's insane the level of difference of people who promote that go to conference than those that don't. So if you do not have your ticket, like, start selling stuff on your walls. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Get your butt to conference, okay? Because then you can go rebuy everything with the raise you're going to give yourself when you leave. It'll be fine. So my next question was, are you big on vision casting, journaling, personal development, and what has those things done for your business?
So I do a lot of vision casting and self-development with my business. I didn't start at first until people started telling me what it's done for them, and I could start seeing a change in their attitude, in their confidence. And so for me, I'm definitely a vision caster because I'm a big dreamer. I like to draw stuff with me with a big check or a bigger house. And so this motivates me. And so I always recommend doing vision boards and putting that somewhere where it's going to yell at you every single day. So if this item, if this board can move with you, if it can be on your binder, it can be on your charts, and stare at that. So when you're working, this is what is going to push you. So if you can imagine what you're doing for 10 years, for 5 years, and then how you're going to achieve that, work backwards. And that allows me to kind of tell me what I need to do. I need to put a date on that because that's urgency. Urgency is everything. And when something has a deadline, you bust your booty. And so if I see that I have a date coming up, then that really, really pushes me. As far as self-development goes, I feel like it's something that you need to do every single day. It first started for me as mindset, and then it started as confidence, and now as a leader, it helps me to reiterate the same thing, and also helps me give value. So for me and my stories and my posts, I want to give value. And I don't know if you guys heard about Gary Vaynerchuk. He has this amazing book called Jab, Jab, Punch. Basically, you're just giving value, which is perfect right now for boom season, is that you're giving people tips, free tips that I just get off of Pinterest, free tips of skincare, of what groceries that you need to do. Super easy. And then you either say that, record yourself, say it, or recreate a picture on over and give that as a value. And so self-development helps you in whatever level you're in. If you feel like you need a confidence booster, do that. If you're depressed, self-development and journaling. If you feel like you want to be a better leader, there are podcasts on being better leaders or books, and getting out of your comfort zone. And then it grows. It grows with you as a person and as a business. And I love how she keeps talking about that, because I believe it too. Your business and who you are the same. If you feel so passionate about your goals, about others' goals, about what other people want, what you want for your kids, what things you want to grow, that's your business. So when you quit your business, you're quitting on yourself. That's exactly how I feel. So grow it. If you feel like your skill set needs more, grow. So vision cast that, be a better leader, share other things, and then do your self-development to develop that.
I love that. So if you're on my team, you hear me talk about personal development all the time. I think this is so important. Anytime you can take something and then put it into words and put it out there, really, it has a whole different value. And then if you put a date on it, it's even more real. You should have dreams so big that when you look at them, you want to cry, like that they just shake you to the core. Like you should have the feeling anytime that you want to give up, that you can look over at your goals and your dreams and be like, how could I ever give up on that? You know, whatever that is for you. And it's so, that just kind of goes back to like what we are talking about earlier with how to get back in it if you've been in a funk or coming through like a slower season. Personal development is so much a key in that, because you know, you've got to be a student. Okay, you've got to be growing, you've got to be developing yourself. You can't promote to the next rank if you are not a person ready for that. You know, why would God give you $1 million if you've got a $500 mindset? You're going to squander it away. You're not going to do anything good with that. And he's not going to give that to you if you've not done the work to prepare yourself for it. We all want big things in this business, or we would not be here. But in order to get those places and to get to the places where your dreams can come true, you've got to become the person deserving of those things. You may want to be able to travel all the time. You may want to be able to come home from work. You may want, you know, $1 million, whatever that looks like for you, but you've got to become that person. You may want to be diamond, but honey, if you're not showing up as a diamond while you're still ruby, you will not be diamond. It has to be a process of growth. This business is just a chance to get paid while growing into the best version of yourself. So don't handicap that. Don't take that away. That is the beauty of this company and of this industry, is that we are literally paying you to better yourself, paying you, yes, to bring in customers, but to bring in those customers, you've got to become a better version of you. You've got to become a happier version of you. You've got to become a more confident version of you. Guys, I am freaking the most different person than when I started. When I started this business, I was broke and depressed. I didn't know what way was up. I was a newlywed. I was working all the time. I was trying to be a good wife and take care of the house. I was failing at every angle, and I was so upset and depressed. I felt like I was nothing. My heart wanted so much to influence people. It's what I've always wanted out of life. And instead, I was driving and watching kids that like would beat me up. It was a horrible situation. Then coming home and fighting with my husband because I've had a horrible day, and now I'm trying to clean. And I was like, there's no way that this is what God's got for me. And then here we are, you know, 17 months later. Not only do I have all you guys hopping on here listening to me, I get to speak on Zooms all the time. I get to go live all the time and talk to people. I am confident. I am happy. I get to touch people's lives and influence them. And that never would have happened if I wouldn't have taken the time to develop myself over the year, over the time. Every level comes with new devils. I know you guys have heard that, but those devils are going to knock you back down, are going to knock you down a level, are going to take you out if you are not preparing yourself and equipping yourself to handle what each new day comes at you with. So personal development, I could not stress more about how freaking important it is. That needs to be your number one non-negotiable every day, is you are taking time first thing in the day too. Like, I get it, okay? Like, if I could connect to anyone in the world, it is that person that says, I can't do my personal development in the morning because I'm tired, I'll do it before bed. Honey, you got life messed up, okay? That was me my whole life, because I don't do mornings. But then you're not doing anything. You're like going through the day on empty and then filling up the gas tank to go park it in the garage. That makes absolutely no sense. So if that is you, or if you're just not big on personal development, starting tomorrow, you're getting up at least 30 minutes early and you are taking the time to develop yourself as a person. And if you don't know what to do for personal development, honey, reach out to your upline, because I can guarantee they're going to help direct you into the right direction. So my last question for you, what are some tips on working and staying consistent throughout this month?
Okay, so like I mentioned before, print your list. If you feel like you don't have the leads right now, look in your house. You need to print these people, and then this is a great way to clean the house. If these people don't provide you value, you could always unfollow, or maybe there are people who have been watching you all these years, and you're finally saying something, and they're like, you know what, I've been watching you. And I just didn't have the words to say it. And I don't know if you guys seen that meme where they say, I just deleted a picture. I got like 5 likes on a picture. I put it up on my story and I got 120 views. People are watching you more than they're saying anything. So print that list and start talking to people. And I feel like the best thing for me is to just kind of cold message where it's like, hey, I'm going to give you something for free, like a product a product bundle, that's what my team is doing, or $250. All you have to do is put up a post for me. It's super easy. So easy. I'll show you it. You can decide if you want to do it or not. And you're going to get this. So I keep saying that you're getting this for something so simple. And I feel like people will be like, okay, I'll do it for you. And can you imagine how many people you have on your friends list right now? If you have 100 people, that's 100 people to message right now. I know when I first started, I had no idea who I was going to message. Like, who do I message? Like, do I just add people? That's kind of weird. Like, they don't know me. And so if you have your friends list, that is somewhere that you can go first. And then go back to all of your currents from the last year and start reaching out to them. They have goals too. They're human too. I mean, and then if you talk about the challenge that we have right now, that is your speaking points. You have something to talk about every single day this whole month. Like, for every pound you lose, you're going to feed 4 starving children. Lose 1 pound, 4 children. And that just kind of, that like warms my heart. For me, I looked it up of where they go, where they feed the children. And I'm from the Philippines. And so for here locally, I tell people like, hey, this is where they feed children from. And there are 70 countries, you guys. So look it up if that's somewhere near you in your roots. Like, pinpoint a place that will warm their heart and kind of do a little bit of research on them and mold that conversation. So that is super easy. And you guys, I was going to say hates. Brain fart, haps all the way, you guys. It still works. You just got to keep going. If you feel like it's quiet, go make some noise. Again, go back to all your stories. Go take a product. Go get some results yourself. Even if you can't afford to lose weight, there are so many free things that you could do to lose weight. You can go running. You can go walking. You can go and create recipes. Go make noise and be the go-to person and organize yourself. You don't want to be the person struggling. If you saw Pam's post, the first 72 minutes of Friday is going to blow our minds. I remember walking in first day of conference and they announced the whole change of the charts and people were freaking out, and it was only day 1. Imagine the first 72 hours and you're unorganized. So get that done now and talk to as many people as you can. Don't leave any stones unturned. I remember doing some messages of reaching out to my family and be like, hey, I'm really, really, really close to hitting a goal this month. I don't know if you mind posting for me or ordering something, but it would really help me out. And that's okay, you guys. These are your families, even if they've never supported you. And for mine, they have never supported me until this last year. And it changes because they see that you're so passionate about this and you're not going anywhere. So keep doing that. One thing that I do want to talk about is just being disciplined for the next 3 weeks. Because if you haven't built that habit, you need to create it. And you guys will always hear it takes 21 days to create a habit and 90 days to form a lifestyle. It also applies to you, with you and your business. So you have to 100% commit and encompass promotion month, even if that's just like maybe you skip a shower or 2. Maria and I always talk about that. Maybe if you're eating off paper plates because you want, that extra 30 minutes of washing dishes, or setting up more play dates with your kids. Just, you have to plan and execute that's going to be. How is your 3 weeks going to look like before? And then when conference comes, that's when you decide as well, what's going to change? What are you going to do now? So that's pretty much how I'm going to do it. Before I end that, I do want to bring out something that my upline told me before, was that if you're guaranteed $1 million to fluently speak a new language, will you do it? This business is a new language. And if you keep doing it, and new language is hard. You have to keep practicing it. You have to have converse with other people. So if you could do that, this business can give you $1 million if you let it.
Oh my goodness, that was so good. I love it. Thank you so much. So a couple things that I'm going to touch off of that before we close out. One, I love how you're talking about organization. You guys have heard me say it 1,002 times the past few days. freaking get yourself organized. Okay? Okay. There's like no discussion here because I promise you that I have all of my names written down. If you are not organized, they announce something crazy. Say they announce $20 distributor codes at conference. Okay? For example, I'm going to message all those people before you can. And don't be ignorant to think that you are the only It Works distributor on your potential's timeline. And so if they are, someone else is more organized, they're getting their messages out and those contacts quicker than you, and you're going to lose out. So get yourself freaking organized. We don't want to waste time having to search through our phones to try to find something. Print your friends list, write it down on a piece of paper, keep it in your nose. I don't care what you do. Get yourself organized. And guys, don't wait for conference, okay? They've already leaked that they will be announcing bonuses, okay? So those will be backdated. Imagine that, guys. That's what I did last year is I promoted Diamond and then they released a bonus. And it's exciting to fight for a promotion knowing like, oh, if I hit this, I'll get whatever bonus and all. But there's a whole nother something when you're like, I just fought tooth and nail. And then they're like, here, on top of all the work you just did, take a $10,000 bonus. And it's like, okay, thank you. Like, it's so amazing. Don't wait to fight once they've already announced the bonus. Let them just give you that as an icing on the cake, okay? Because they're coming. So get out there, do the work. I've heard a rumor that there's going to be compensation plan updates again, which is so exciting. And so all of this stuff is coming in, guys. Don't wait for it to get here, because I promise you wait for it to get here, you're going to be one step behind everybody else. You want to jump the gun. You want to be loud, excited. You want to be proud of this company. You want to be getting your results. Like she was saying, guys, corporate literally gave us the most amazing tool with this Gives Back campaign right now. Like, one, who doesn't want to look hot at conference, okay? We all want to look our best at conference where we get to meet all these fancy people. We want to be looking good while we take all those awesome pictures. So go lose your weight. And then blast the freak out of it. They update the count every 48 hours. Every 48 hours, you should be updating your story with how many meals we've made, like how many meals we fed. If you're losing weight, every pound you lose, you are updating. Okay, just down another pound, 4 more meals. I've lost 6 pounds in 8 days, and you best believe every time I go get on that scale, I am blasting my story, my page, like look at these kids I'm feeling just by making myself look better. Guys, come on, you are missing out on an amazing opportunity if you are not getting loud about that. And if you don't have to lose weight, if you're like, I'm good, I don't need to lose weight, okay, get in contact with your customers. Get loud about your customers for how much weight you lost. Make a story. Look, Sally Q is down another pound. She just fed 4 more kids. It doesn't have to be you. People are going to trust the excitement that you're bringing in. And so you've heard all kinds of awesome stuff. You guys know that you need to get to conference. You know big things are coming. You know momentum season is here. But it's now on you to take however you feel right now. If you're feeling excited, if you're feeling ready, take it and run with it. Take it and do something. If you just get off this Zoom, feel good for a little bit, and then go on with your day, guess what? 2 years from now, you're going to wake up and you're going to be in the same exact spot. You've got to let this fire fuel you to create your own fire. And when you create your own fire, guess what? You're fueling the fires of those around you. And when those people get on fire, they're ready to join. They're ready to sign. You start signing distributors who are on fire. I signed a distributor 2 days ago, got her first 4 loyal customers in her first 24 hours, which has never happened for me, because I've been so on fire this month, and it's getting contagious. All of a sudden, the potentials I'm bringing in are ordering more. My distributors are signing their own customers. And it's not because I'm doing anything different. It's because I'm feeling different. Well, it's not even because I'm feeling different, because I feel the same, but it's because I'm choosing to act different. You can choose if you're going to respond, if you're going to react. You can just choose how you're going to feel about a situation. Fake it till you make it. Show up with excitement. If you've got to freaking just go pace around your front yard before you voice memo so you sound short of breath and excited, I don't care what it takes. Get out there. Get excited about what is happening within your business, because when you're excited, it's going to become contagious. It's going to become this wildfire where you're just touching all the lives of people around you. People are like, I don't even know what this girl's doing, but I want to feel that way. I want to be happy. I want to be excited. So I'm in. Like, I don't even care. I'm in. I want what you have. And that comes from choosing to get excited every moment of every day for your goals, for the trajectory of your business, for what is happening in this company, and all of the results and all we're getting. So just freaking decide, get excited, and then decide to work. If you take anything from this tonight, take the word decision. Take the fact that you have to decide. Decide your goals are worth it. Decide you are worth it. Decide you are going to be committed to the process. Decide you're going to do whatever it takes, no matter what that looks like. Decide that this is your month. Decide that this is your year. Decide it's your decade. I don't care what it is, but get out there, make the decision, get off your hands, and go to freaking work. So, like I do every time at the end of these calls, I'm challenging you guys to not get off here and just feel good about yourself, but to get off here and go do some form of action. Go send 10 more messages, go get up 5 more host to post, go send some more follow-ups, whatever that is. Get off here. Take this feeling, translate it instantly into an action task to promote your business and push you a little farther closer. So, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you again, Becca, for hopping on. This is so much fun, and I'm so thankful that you took time out of your day from the future to come and talk to us. So we love you. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a fantastic night.